Click Start Recording. All right. So now I will present Chapter 13. Chapter 13 is about annuities due, deferred annuities, and perpetuities. So first, we present Chapter Session 1. Session 1 is simple annuity due. So in Chapter 13, the whole Chapter 13, what you are going to learn. Oops. You are going to compute the future value, present value, periodic payment term, and interest for annuity due. Remember what is simple annuity? Simple means, what is simple means? PY equal to C. PY equal to CY. That is simple. Annuity due means payment is made at the beginning of a period. Remember in Chapter 11 and Chapter 12, payment is made at the end of each month, at the end of each quarter. Now, Chapter 13, payment is made at the beginning. So, ask questions. Yes, it's due tonight. Due tonight. You have a chance to redo it. Okay? Please make sure you check the MyLab regularly. Sometimes I have made update. So this lecture will study annuity due. Session 1, simple annuity due. If the payment is made at the end, that is an ordinary annuity. If payment made at the beginning, that is annuity due. It is all ordinary because payment at the end. So starting Chapter 13 is about annuity due. Means payment is made at the beginning of each payment. The keyword due means made at the beginning of payment interval. And simple means payment interval and the interest conversion interval are the same. So what is payment interval? PY is the payment interval. Interest conversion period is CY. When you have PY equal to CY, that is simple. Okay? PY equal to CY, that is simple annuity. Now, we analyze the formula for future value of ordinary annuity. If you use the formula for ordinary annuity, multiply by 1 plus I. Why is this? Remember, in ordinary annuity, you make a payment at the end of each month. Now, if you make payment at the beginning of each month, you want to calculate future value. It is just multiply this 1 plus I. Okay, to include the additional interest earned for the payment at the beginning of the first period. So, the future value for simple annuity due, future value for simple annuity due, it is just future value for ordinary simple annuity times 1 plus I. Times 1 plus I. Now, the formula for future value of annuity due, it is just the ordinary simple annuity due. Remember, this is the formula for ordinary simple annuity. And then multiply 1 plus I. It becomes future value of annuity due. This is the formula. The reason is when it is ordinary annuity, means payment is made at the end. Okay, at the end, this is now. Okay, you made at the end of each month or each quarter, each year. Due means payment is made at the beginning. You see the difference? Beginning. Okay, so you have times 1 plus I. So take a look at this example. Calculate the future value of 100 payment at 6% compounded annually, made at the beginning of the year for 4 years. The keyword beginning means this is annuity due. This is annuity due. Okay. So you made the payment $100 okay, for 4 years. And the question asks you, what is the future value? What is the future value? So this diagram shows you at the beginning. So you made $100. You made contribution every year. Okay, and then the beginning of here, 100, 100, 100. And the question asks you, what is the future value here? FV. What is the future here? Okay. So obviously you need to convert this $100. See this arrow key? This $100. What is future value of this one? Okay. So you use 100 times 1 plus I raised to power 4. Okay. And then you convert this $100 into the future value here. Okay, 100 times 1 plus I raised to power 3. Similarly, this one you convert to future value. 100 times 1 plus I raised to power 2. Okay, and this one you convert to future value. 100 times 1 plus I raised to power 1. And then you add all these numbers together. That is your future value. 463.71. Okay. That is without we just use our first mathematics course. Okay. Compound interest future value. Now let's use formula. Okay. If we use this formula for simple annuity due, use this formula. And PMT is 100, I is 6% or 0.04, N is 4. And then you have to times this 1 plus I. Okay. And you plug in the number, all the numbers. And you also get the same number, 463. Okay. So that is the simple annuity due future value. Now we did the future value. If we ask the second question, how much interest is earned? How much interest is earned? Remember, we have 4 payments. Each payment is 100. Total payment is 400. But our future value of ordinary simple annuity is 463. The difference is the interest earned. And the difference is the interest earned. And now let's use calculator to calculate this question. I'll go back to this question. I'll pull out my calculator. Now in chapter 13, because payment is made at the beginning, so you want to make sure your computer is at begin mode. Okay, at begin mode. And how do you set your computer at begin? I will show you on computer or calculator. So the principle is you click second begin, then second set, second quit. Or typing down this, I strongly suggest you write this down. Okay. So how do you set begin mode? Not easy to type. Oops, see. Maybe typing here. Okay. You go to second, again BGN. And again second set, and lastly second. Okay, you follow this step. Okay. So now go to your computer. I have to pull out the question. Okay, this is the question. We want to use, we did formula method. Now we want to use calculator. Okay. So clear up everything. First of all, second quit. Okay, second quit. And now click second begin, second This one, PMT is began. Second, began. Began is here, BGN. Second, began. Okay. And then second, set. This is set button. Set. And then second, quit. Did you see BGN on top right corner of your calculator? Make sure you have a BGN for chapter 13, Annuities Due. And how do you see this BGN? Second, began. Second, set. Second, quit. Okay, you have BGN. Once you have BGN, you just do the way we did for chapter 11, chapter 12. Okay, and you set up PY. So second PY. PY equal to 1 because it is paid every year. PY equal to 1. Enter. Unallocate CY. CY is also equal to 1 because interest is compounded annually. Okay, so PY equal to 1, CY equal to 1. And then 4 years means 4 is the term N. 6 is IY interest. PV is 0. 0 is PV. 100 is negative PMT. And you want to last step calculate FV. I enter some wrong number, I will redo it. So I will redo it. I accidentally found the wrong number. So make sure second PY is 1. Down arrow key CY is 1. Second quit. Make sure you have BGN on top right corner here, BGN. And then I will go on the sequence 100. Negative PMT. 6 is IY. 4 is N. 0 is a PV. Compute FV. Any questions? So we did future value of simple annuities. Due. All right. I'm going to move on. And this is the case chalk we got in. Okay. No, this annuity due. Where have I? So now we just did the future value. Now let's look at the present value for simple annuities due. Present value. For the present value, This is the formula. The present value for simple annuity due equal to, remember this formula is the present value for ordinary simple annuity. Then multiply 1 plus I, it becomes present value due. So let's take a look at an example. Present value. Example. Calculate the present value of payments 2000 each made at the beginning of every 6 months, means PY equal to 2. Every 6 months means PY equal to 2. For 3 consecutive years, if money is worth 6% compounded semi-annually. Compounded semi-annually means CY equal to 2. So the question asks you, what is present value? That is the question. What is present value? We use 2 methods. 1, we use formula. And 2, we use calculator. And for the formula, we need to use this formula, present value for annuity due. 2000 is PMT. I is periodic interest. 6% divided by 2. And N is the term. Yn is 6, is 0.03. Let's look at the question here. So, payment is made every 6 months for 3 years. So N equal to 3 years times 2 equal to 6. Over 3 years, you make 6 payments. That is N. And interest, I, what is I? I is periodic interest. 6% compounded annually, semi-annually, divided by 2. So I is 3%. Okay. I is 3%. N equal to 6, I is 3%. And that's how you see this formula. I is 3%, N is 6, and you plug in the number, get $11,150.41. Okay. So this is a formula method. Now I will introduce calculator method. Go back to the question. This is the question. Okay. A calculator method. I'll go second equate, and then second PY equal to 2. Enter. Down arrow key, CY equal to 2. Type in 2, enter. and then second week. Okay. Now enter the numbers. $2,000 negative PMT. 6 is term N. The 6%, 6 is also IUI. Do not forget 0 is FV. And then you compute PV. See, the same number we get from the formula. Okay. Any questions? So let's move on. So we get the same answer. Yeah. So this one, yes, PV. Next, alpha for annuity due, we calculated present value. We calculated future value. Now, let's calculate the term N. Solve for N and solve for interest I for simple annuity due. We assume PV is a given. When PV is given, this is the formula for N, term N. This is a very tedious task, so usually we are going to use the calculator. Okay. We use calculator to compute N. Remember, if the question involved in interest I, there is no formula for interest I, but you can use the calculator compute IY to get interest. And when you're doing the annuity due, make sure it is began mode. Okay. Make sure you enter 4 numbers, not 3 numbers. You must enter 4 numbers. So that is section 1 of chapter 13. Section 1 of chapter 13. Next week we'll do session 2 and session 3. Or next week is reading week. After reading week, we'll do session 2 and session 3 of chapter 13. Okay. So in summary, for general annuity due, if I can go back, simple annuities due, the most important thing, you need to make sure your calculator is at end mode. Okay. And what we did so far for chapter 13.1, we did future value, we did present value. Okay. You can use the same method to find N, find the term IUI, found the interest IUI, and even found the PMT. Exactly the same, methodology. You need to enter 4 numbers in order to find the 5th number. right? So that's a presentation for Chapter 13, Session 1, Simple Annuity Due. I'm going to stop recording.